Hi, welcome back to the farm. My name's Roz, also known as Passion Flower, and you'll find me here each week talking about my farming and creative life. So I'm back at work this week, so it's been busy, but not really a lot here around the farm. Last weekend, I did manage to do some gardening with mum. So I planted all of those plants that I had purchased and sort of planned out where they would look best, weeded spots, weeded the path, and tried to put mulch back from the path onto the garden, and then also added some fresh mulch to quite a large area of the garden as well, where it had washed away or was starting to get a little bit thin. So it looks really nice. The only problem is, so it's been about a week since I planted that, and I'm not sure if it's rabbits, kangaroos, something has eaten the violets that I planted and the marigolds. So they are basically gone. The lavender and the grasses and some of the darker foliage small plants are still fine. I don't know if they don't like the taste of them, if they can't see them, I don't know. But the ones that were like bright green and like soft, fresh little leaves, gone. So frustrating, but there's actually really no way to protect them. I just have to now, that's trial and error. So, okay, don't plant any more of those and try and find some things that are potentially bigger and more established, like not little seedlings, or I don't know, more of what I already have. So yeah, that's a bit sad, but really nothing that can be done. And what's left is looking pretty good. I was watering it in quite a few days. It was quite warm, so I watered it in for quite a few days, and then we've had some rain since then. So they should hopefully be establishing themselves. Another kind of garden thing, I was looking at my time hop this morning and I saw a photo of where Hurley, my sheep, had broken in to where we had some protected trees in the sheep paddock. So he was literally just standing in the middle, and all of the small trees that were in there had been completely eaten down. He had a great time. So after that, we changed the protection. We took the wire down and we put planks of wood up instead. And a year later, the trees are actually looking really great in there now, which is fantastic. It doesn't appear like they have been able to get in. They can sort of eat the grass around the bottom and get their head under a little bit, but not too far. And they're only kind of being able to clip the very ends of the branches if they start to grow out. So the trees are learning, I guess, to sort of more grow up. And yeah, they are starting to look really great. So I'm happy to say that a year on, and I never say never, anything could happen, but a year on, those trees are looking really good. Today I'm wearing the Ramuri top by Monica Elena. I finished it in January of 2023, but I'm a very, very bad knitting podcaster slash Ravelry user, and I did not put in any of the yarns that I used. I know they were the same brand, and I got this light color and then this sort of it's like a grey, kind of with a little bit of purple maybe. I think I purchased it at Unwind, and I just had one skein of each, and it was enough to make a short sleeve top. It's got ribbing at the bottom, which is the same contrast like this ribbing here. And this is a like a slip stitch mosaic pattern at the top. It's probably not quite contrasty enough, this color, to really show off the detail in the pattern, but I don't mind that it kind of blends in. It's like a subtle, just sort of overall look for that yoke. So yeah, it's definitely short sleeve t-shirt weather today. So I bought this one out of the drawer. Last Sunday, I had my knitting group over here in the shed for a day of craft. It was really fantastic. I had a great day. Not that I did any knitting whatsoever. I don't think I even picked it up all day. I showed the girls my issue with the colour in the sleeve, and they said it's much more obvious in person than it was on the video. And they kind of agreed that I should just go ahead and finish it, see what it looks like, and then probably end up over dyeing it. So we'll see how we go with that. So I think there ended up being about 8, 9 of us. So it was pretty full in here, really. So we had all the chairs around here by the fire. It was a cool grey day, so I did have the fire on, but it wasn't too cold because the day before had been quite warm and sunny. So the shed was nice and warm from that. And then I put the fire on nice and early, and it just cracked all day, and it was wonderful. So everyone bought food. There was so much food. Had the table all set up with all of that stuff, and we just grazed and crafted and talked and shared projects. And one of the ladies, we did quite a bit of yarn dyeing. I had pre-soaked some skeins for her, and then we kind of did a bit of a trade. She bought some dry ones, and I put them into my stash of things. And she wanted to dye some unique colours to go with my Christmas yarn that she had purchased to make jumpers for her entire family. So she's doing a yoke in a white with the Christmas yarn as the colour work, and then she's doing a different colour full body for the rest of the jumper for each member of her family. So we dyed quite a lot of yarn, and it was a lot of fun. So she kind of played around with mixing colours and trying a few things out. There are a few boo-boos, but that's okay. And then so she did mostly solid colours, and then she played around with one multicoloured rainbow at the end. So yeah, we did all of that dyeing throughout the day, and everyone else was sort of watching and asking questions and coming in and out of the conversation about it. And then the next day I hung it and dried it, and then I was able to take it with me when I went to knit night on Thursday. So then everyone got to see the finished product as well, which was really cool. So in terms of having people here in the shed, I think that many is probably too much for people that I don't know, for like classes and things like that. It was a lot of people, and probably too much for me to manage and host if it was just me. I mean, I knew all of these people, so it was, we were just hanging out, and that was totally fine. So I'm thinking that if I do classes here, it'll probably be only maybe 5 or 6 people max. And for dyeing yarn, probably only 3 or 4, just so that I can manage the space and making sure that I'm able to give everyone the attention that they deserve to be able to get the results and the outcomes that they want, for a day spent doing something like that. So I'm having a bit of a think about when I'd like to try that out officially. So we're moving into warmer weather now, which means it's going to be a bit tricky to do here in the shed, and also my schedule work-wise is quite busy. So I think what I'll do, and I'm thinking out loud and talking at the same time. I should probably plan these a little bit better and know what I'm going to say. I think what I'll do is probably wait until next year, kind of spend some time, take a bit of a break, maybe even take a break from recording when we get closer to Christmas, and come up with a bit of a year-long plan. I normally buy a calendar and start to plan out markets and events and things like that. So if I can sort of look at it as a whole year, and when I'm thinking the weather might be the best, I mean, you absolutely never know, but best laid plans and all that kind of thing, and then try and come up with what might work. The Christmas pre-order only has a week left before it closes, so if you've been thinking about jumping on and buying some Christmas yarn, don't hesitate. There isn't very long to go, and then I won't have any of that on my website until after the Christmas market on the 7th of December. And then I'm not sure how much I'm going to have. I'm making no promises that there will be any available then. It's just going to depend on how batches fall and how much I sell. I don't want to have a whole lot of stock left over, and that's why I've been doing it as a pre-order, so that you can get exactly what you want, and I'm not having to hold stock. So that will be the plan with that. I've been reasonably okay with keeping up with sending out orders and dyeing batches as they come in. So there isn't like a backlog at the moment. So I will be now waiting until the deadline of the 14th of October, and then I'll be dyeing the rest of the orders as they come. In a few weeks, I'll be in Daylesford at Craftlandia for a First Steps in Brioche class, which I'm really looking forward to. I think there's a few spots left, so go to the website and check out that. I'm also doing a toe-up sock class in November. So if you're interested in either of those, please go and book in. I'm also talking to them about getting some of my yarn into the shop as well. So I'll take that up when I go in October. I'm thinking that I'll probably do some of my DK inspiration color sets. So mini skeins of DK yarn to be used for color work, beanies, things like that. So I'm sort of thinking of along the lines of putting in, so two, they'll all be mini skeins. This is just the full skein colors. Sort of like maybe two variegated and three solids, something like that, and sort of playing around with matching some colors together that may not necessarily feel like they will go together, but that by putting them in a particular order, I mean, that's a really pretty combo. So I'm going to do a little bit of that and create some combinations of those and send those up. I'm not sure what else I'm going to put in just yet. I just have to look through my stock. But yeah, there will definitely be some of my yarn there shortly. As I alluded to, I did not knit at all on my own knitting day here in the shed, and I haven't actually done a whole lot of knitting all week. It has been a busy week work-wise, so I really, when I've been home, just have been sitting watching TV, and I've just been grabbing out my socks to knit on, and that's all I've done. So I think last week, I don't think I even had a heel, so I have done a little bit. I've got I may have done the heel last week. I don't remember. I should put markers in on my socks as well. So toe, heel, and I'm working on the leg. I think I'm about to start the cuff on these. I think that's probably about long enough. I've still got a fair bit of the ball. This is Ren and Ollie in the Stardust color, and I'm using just a random skein of my own hand-dyed yarn for the heels, toes, and cuffs. And that is all of my knitting. Well, that's it for another week. Thanks for spending some time with me. If you're enjoying these videos, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and look forward to seeing you next week on the farm. Bye.